Left 4 Dead zombies are all about speed and aggression. They're fast, angry, and they get up in your face. It seems like that wouldn't lead itself to work well with a mod that slows the zombies down. That the George Romero style zombies wouldn't work in the Left 4 Dead setting. But there's a mod I got recommended that I tried out that did that, and it ended up working pretty nicely. It's called the Definitive George Romero Collection, and it's a combination of mods designed to bring back the feeling of Romero's Dead trilogy. So Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. All movies about zombies gradually overtaking the earth. You can only kill them by removing the head or destroying the brain. This mod takes a slower pace, but it is still intense, and it comes with custom levels built around the concept, though it still plays pretty well with vanilla campaigns and custom campaigns. I'm going to delve into the Definitive George Romero Collection, explore what I think is really neat about it, talk about some of the few issues I encountered, and overall recommend it.
I'll repeat that by removing the head or destroying the brain.
Fire in the hole!
So, the Definitive George Romero Collection. It's by walmartshroud. It contains about 72 items, and it features a bunch of quality of life improvements along with major changes to play with Lennon Jr.'s Romero Zombies add-on. It's pretty extensive overall, and while it maintains the main cast of Left 4 Dead 1, the cast of Left 4 Dead 2 is replaced with The Sopranos. It's an odd choice, an interesting one, kind of fits with the suits and ties in the 60s and 70s sort of levels. In a way, it feels like Yakuza Dead Souls, but with The Sopranos. It's kind of neat. And the gist of the mod is that the zombies are slow. They are not going to be rushing at you, barreling at you, screaming at you while pounding your face in. These are slow zombies. These are the classic walkers. What they lack in speed, they make up for in numbers and tenacity. You have to go for headshots with these guys unless you're setting them on fire or blowing them up. And you won't get a lot of chances to do that, so you gotta use your resources wisely. For starters, the weapon system is different. There's a slot for melee weapons and a slot for a gun. That means that the pistol, the magnum, those are considered primary weapons now. The aspects of aiming and such are made tougher. There's no crosshair. You can aim down sights or use the scope on rifles, like the sniper rifle and so on. The guns are reworked to fit the time period of the movies, roughly speaking. So like the pistol is an M1911, the hunting rifle is an M14, the chrome shotgun is a lever action rifle. Their overall is designed to give the weapons different vibes and to suit different roles. But the general gist is that you will never have enough ammo to go around, and you gotta savor that stuff while you can. The zombies might be slow, you might be able to batter them around. Individually, they aren't that threatening, but what the mod does is it throws a lot at you. Like those scenes in the classic Romero movies of just coming across a wall of zombies closing in on you, you'll see that a lot, and it's terrifying when it happens. You wouldn't think that would play well with Left 4 Dead 2's fast movement and shoving and all that, but it does. The zombies close in on you, they look for ways to close gaps, they find ways to box you in, they're aggressive even if they move slowly, and that tenacity goes into how they handle damage. You'll blast limbs off, and you'll tear chunks into them, and they'll just keep coming until you land a headshot. And there's like a satisfying headshot sound that occurs when you hit that, but still there are so many. It makes you really, really question what gun you're going to take. Sometimes you have to make split-second decisions that could make or break your run through a campaign. Like, do you want the pistol, which only has 8 shots loaded but is pretty reliable for headshots and has a lot of reserve ammo? Do you want the Uzi, which is fast firing, full auto, has like a 30 round mag, but problem is it chews through that ammo quickly and it isn't the best for preserving it? Do you want a weapon that loads shell by shell, like the pump shotgun, which is excellent for taking enemies down, especially crowds of them, but suffers when it comes to reloads under pressure? There are very tough choices you're going to have to make about the weapons you carry, and that extends to the melee weapons slot. Melee weapons swing slower, you can still shove zombies with both types of weapons, and they're strong. If you can land a headshot, a zombie's done for. Some are better for it than others, but generally speaking you'll find use in them. And it is kind of fun to ragdoll the zombies around with hits from the tonfa and other stuff. But the gist is that there's just so many of them that you're going to need to think of an escape plan every time you're fighting them. You're going to look around, you're going to see them surrounding areas like doors and alleys or entrances to gas stations, and you're going to have to think in split second, okay, how do I get in there? How do I get around these guys? If they start to corner me, how do I get out? More than a few times I did get cornered and I got torn apart. Quite literally, since they will start devouring you once you're down. And if they get close enough, they will start biting you. As far as I could tell, there wasn't an infection system in this, so there wasn't a risk of like becoming a zombie. But it is reflected in the way that taking a hit from them will deal like 25 damage on normal alone. They do not mess around. Sure, they're slow, sure you can shove them, sure you can land headshots with relative ease, but they will keep coming. They will try to overwhelm you with numbers, and while you certainly can survive, it is easier said than done.
Everybody grab a weapon.
I get the feeling this would be a little easier in co-op. The bots were hit and miss with these guys, quite literally. Sometimes they would start out the campaigns just blasting everything in sight. They would have assault rifles and everything, tearing through the infected, just hammering them down with machine guns and everything, and they would be leading the charge toward objectives, and I'd be like, hell yeah, let's keep going. And other times, they would just stick with knives and melee weapons and just awkwardly try to shank these zombies that are taking it because they aren't going for headshots. And then they would get downed and die, and I would be alone. I was able to beat a level or two with all the bots dead, but it was easier said than done. In addition to having more guns on your side, it also means more bots alive means more targets for the zombies. You do not want these guys ganging up on you because, again, they'll surround you, swarm you, and then just tear chunks out of you with a few hits. I'd imagine with human players you could strategize better. It might be like No More Room in Hell in that sense. Or like a 3D version of Project Zomboid. Those two comparisons came to mind as I was going through the custom campaigns. Speaking of the custom campaigns, there are several included with this mod, and they're all themed around the Dead trilogy, along with Shaun of the Dead. There's one in London, there's one that's in a cabin, one in a bunker, there's one in a city. They have different names and different feelings to them. So Twilight of the Dead is like a mini tribute, where each level pays tribute to a different movie from the series. London Calling is one that is set in London, meant to be kind of like Shaun of the Dead, just more serious. Left in Hell is one that's set in a police station prison, and it's neat because it's a linear level with a big emphasis on exploration and story. It kind of reminds me of like a chopped down Resident Evil campaign. You gotta fight your way through your cells, you got knives, so it's like you're shanking the zombies initially till you can find some guns. Then you have to get out of the police station, get out of the alleys, find a way out of the city and the police station that's been overrun by a horde. It's intense, it's thrilling, I really liked these campaigns. I think they played well to the strengths of the overall add-on. And out of curiosity's sake, I tried out the Die Scraper Redo campaign. That was a lot of fun also. That had, again, the Sopranos survivors and lots of gunfire. I was surprised at how well a campaign built around vanilla Left 4 Dead 2 worked. Because, like, there are no special infected, the only real uncommon infected are the riot zombies, and you can still kill them after damaging their helmets enough. But what makes the enemies interesting is that you're never dealing with just one, unless you've cleared out a horde. If you see one, there are more on the way. You just haven't caught wind of them yet. The numbers are what make them so intimidating, like a school of piranhas or something. That forces you to strategize, forces you to think, do I want to use this Molotov to clear all them out, or do I hold it for a rainy day? Do I want to carry the Magnum for better penetration, or do I want to carry the pistol for more shots loaded and an overall quicker reload time? Lots of little choices add up, and they can make or break campaigns, but I think what matters most is that this feels fair and balanced, pretty much. Aside from the bots, but you can't really help the bots in Left 4 Dead 2, especially with this unique setup they aren't built for. I really enjoyed this. I liked the way it played. I didn't expect it to play so well, but it did. It had its own strengths, its quirks. It was slow-paced, sure, but there was a lot of tension and thrill to that. Holding out in a cabin while the zombies slowly closed in on us was terrifying. I had to keep checking doors, shutting them to gain even a second to hold them off, considering when to use a gas can or a propane tank as a means of crowd control. Lots of smaller aspects of Left 4 Dead 2 become amplified with this mod. And honestly, I gotta say, it's really cool. I know that there's more than one Romero zombie-themed mod pack out there, but this was the one recommended to me. And overall, I'm glad I played it. I'd recommend giving it a shot. I think it's good solo. It might be better in co-op, but I played it solo. I had a good time. I'd recommend it. Shout out to walmartshroud for making it, and Lennon Jr. for coming up with the Romero zombie add-ons for Left 4 Dead 2. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think the comparisons to Project Zomboid and No More Room in Hell are valid? Have you played any other Left 4 Dead 2 mods like this, with slower-paced zombies? Because usually you just have the rage zombies, the fast ones, the aggressive ones, like in the regular campaigns. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Thank you all for watching, and take care.